And ladies and gentlemen, my name is Arcane Static and welcome back to Seduce Me the Otome. We're being kidnapped right now. This is terrifying. Shit. So, blah blah blah, the doors closed and off I was taken, unsure of where I was going and why. All I knew was that I was in trouble. All I saw was darkness. I felt numb as I was taken to a place I didn't know of. I couldn't even move my lips to scream. Sound zipped past my ears, first of the interior of a car, then the outside, then an echoey space with whispers and cackles of people vibrating through it. Drink, ma. However, the wrap around my eyes was eventually removed from my face and my bonds were cut. It took a while for my eyes to adjust, but I found myself in a warehouse surrounded by devils, including Malix, who was smirking at me.
Nicely done! I'm sure those little shits will come running to find you when they realize you didn't return to your precious little mansion. They'll search everywhere for you.
I'm sure they will. Malix walked over and set the barrel of his gun against the skin between my eyes. We know that your gun doesn't work on me, though.
It'll be so funny when they find your dead body instead.
Good. Pull the trigger. Fight time! No way this was happening. No way I was gonna let myself be a victim of this. I gotta remember, what was in that book?
Are you remembering? Are you praying that the boys will come and save you?
Brilliant. I kept grumbling, trying to remember and shut my eyes. Studying for a brief second wasn't enough to keep a spell in my mind, but I had to try something, anything. All of a sudden, the air grew still and silent. I opened my eyes and looked around and gasped at the sight. Everything was frozen in time, as if the clocks had stopped and everything had followed suit, because I couldn't— How do you fucking— What? You just said that a couple seconds wasn't enough to remember a spell, but time magic is like stupid high-level magic! How do you learn that sort of shit just looking at a book once? What the— At first, I instantly wanted to move, but my feet were glued to the ground. I guess I couldn't change time and escape from where I was, but I was still lost. What was I supposed to do? A soft wisp of wind made me turn to a floating light purple orb. I stared as it glowed, giving off a warm feeling. For some reason, this thing made me feel happy and content, despite the situation I was in. My heart felt like crying, but I didn't know why. It couldn't have been— Grandfather? Ha! It's my granddad's ghost! As I muttered, the orb slowly grew and faded into a spirit of my grandfather from when I last saw him. I stared up at him, completely shocked that I was correct and that his form was standing in front of me.
I guess it was a good idea to bring the incubi here after all.
You did this on purpose, you piece of shit! Is it really you? What do you mean? My grandfather smiled before patting my head gently. I couldn't feel it, but I knew he tried, so I closed my eyes in acknowledgement before looking at him again.
Sweetie, I'm sorry for not telling you, but I didn't know if you were ready to know.
You're actually an succubus! That you handle demon magic?
Yes.
Why? What is there to gain from learning and using demon magic, aside from sweet-ass fucking time-freezing powers?
It wasn't a matter of gaining anything except knowledge. Through magic, I was able to learn more about the demon world and its wonders. I even met your incubi friends.
Is that so? You met the boys?
Yes. It was I who helped them come here. But it seems it was at the cost of my life.
That's fair, I guess. What? Why? Why sacrifice yourself like that? None of this made sense. He died to bring the incubi into the human world? Why? Why? My mind was practically screaming in anger. I needed answers. With time being frozen, we had all the time in the world. Why would you die for something like that? Why leave us alone? Why leave me alone?
I wasn't intending to, my dear. But now that I'm gone, you have a chance to find yourself without anything hindering you.
What?
Your father had always been so hard on you. I'm to blame for that. He learned of my studies before he married your mother and pushed me away, promising to never follow in my footsteps.
Okay, so my dad knows that my grandfather was a demon magician. Also, power!
As he was my son, I still loved and cared for him. I helped him in little ways, from paying bills and making sure he had food to come home with by adding money to his accounts. You don't know how hard your father worked to get to where he is now.
Except for the fact that you fucking Doctor Who ass you gave him a bunch of money though. I stared, trying to take it all in. It was true that my dad worked really hard, but I didn't realize how rough he had it.
When you were born, I couldn't have been any happier. I tried to give you as many toys as I could, but many of them were tossed away by your father to protect you from me.
'Cause my father was a cunt bag.
I thought I would never be able to see you, but when I found you on the street, I was blessed enough to be given a chance.
Fair,
After I
good.
brought you back to your parents, I asked your mother to convince your father to let you visit me often, and he finally agreed.
Fair enough, that's how it went. Why does Dad hate you so much? Why
Your
put that
father
on
saw
me?
me as a monster. He was afraid I would hurt you. He wanted to protect you from me at all costs, even if it meant becoming a monster to you himself.
Yeah, he's still a dickbag though.
You did not know my father. You did not know what he was capable of.
I remember that.
Truly does love and care for you, but he doesn't want you to be as curious as I was.
Sorry, little too late. Curious?
I chose to learn about magic. I grew curious about it. He thought that was wrong, so when I didn't give it up, he shut me
Fuck
out
you,
of his
dude.
life.
I'm all over that magic bullshit.
What a stubborn old man.
So I did the only thing I could do. I gave everything I owned to you, including my hidden books your father never knew of.
I found them, by the way. My head began to spin. There was too much information. It was all going so fast despite time not moving a single inch.
I'm just so happy that my curiosity stayed with you.
So now you can learn demon magic. So my grandfather met the incubi. That seemed so surreal. I could hardly believe it, yet here was the spirit of my grandfather telling me. It was almost like a dream. So you introduced them to the human world?
That's right. I told them about the wonders of our world, and they all wanted to come to experience it. So I helped them come over and gave them everything they needed. They traveled everywhere, and I helped them as they learned more about humans.
Fair.
Then, I suddenly stopped breathing. I don't know why, but I believe it was because my time was up. After I died, the boys tried to come back. However, Malix attacked them instantly when they crossed his path.
Fair.
I used the last bit of my strength to guide them to the estate so they had a place to stay to heal.
Okay, I dig. So that's why they were in the house. But they said they didn't know about the house belonging to anyone.
I never told them it belonged to anyone. I merely told them to head to the estate for shelter until they could learn to live on their own.
Fair enough. If the estate was meant for them, why give it to me?
I never knew your father would move you in so quickly. Even still, you managed to learn of them and learn of the demon world. You even were curious enough to study the magic.
Of course I fucking was. Are you kidding? If I found a book of magic in the real world, I'd be on that for days. Why not teach me when I visited?
You were too young to understand. I was hoping that you would make the choice to learn on your own when you were ready to handle it. And you did. I'm so proud of you.
Damn straight. What are you saying? I've barely begun reading it. I don't remember anything.
I will help you remember.
Thanks, Pops. Then my grandfather gently bent down and kissed my forehead. Ah, shit. Okay, I might as well save here then. I keep accidentally right-clicking, and that's what brings up this... Anyway. But all at once my mind began to fill with spells and history of arcane magic, the demon world, and everything my grandfather had known. I screamed because my brain was not ready to get all this information pumped into it. I'm not a USB drive. I looked at my grandfather again, now able to remember everything and more as he smiled down at me.
Never forget. Make your own choices and do what you need to do. Don't
I will.
let someone determine your life for you.
I won't.
If you decide to never look at magic
what?
again, I'll understand. But now at least you know it's there.
Oh, I'm gonna look the shit at magic. My grandfather then patted my head before turning and walking away. I tried to follow after, still unsure and lost as ever, but my feet remained stuck to the floor. Wait, please! He didn't turn back and he didn't stop walking. Soon he vanished past the wall, leaving me alone once again. I gritted my teeth, trying not to cry. My mind was filled with both the power to defend myself and a large amount of confusion I could never hope to shake off. I could feel the air around me start to move again, so I tightened my hands into fists, trying to push away my concerns. I had to remember, I was Malix's captive. I had to escape. After I escaped, I could figure out my life. Soon the world around me returned to normal, with Malix mocking me. I closed my eyes and began to mutter a spell from my memory. Spiritus lumine, da fortitudinem tuam.
What the? Latin? What are you?
Discedo! Discedo. All of a sudden, a wave of light burst from my body, washing over the room and pushing the devils away from me to the ground. Fuck yeah, I'm suddenly a magician? As the light quickly faded, I shook my head, feeling a small weakness in my legs. Malix quickly hopped up and growled at me, obviously surprised, but irritated beyond belief.
Where did you learn that? I will rip that tongue right out your mouth.
Is that what you think you're gonna fucking do, boy? Spiritus tenebrarum periculum prohibere!
Come here!
No, Malix charged at me, dropping the gun that would never hurt me to the floor and reaching for my face. However, I quickly crouched down and covered my head with my arms while a dark magic circle appeared under my feet. Above me, a dark shield appeared, blocking Malix from touching me.
How? You're just a human!
A badass human! That's what I the fuck am! A human who knows how to fight back! I pushed against the shield, forcing Malix back before standing. I wasn't some damsel in distress. I could fight for myself. I shook out the sudden appearance of numbness in my hands as I glared at Malix, challenging him once again to come at me.
No! Stay out of it! I'll kill this bitch with my own two hands one way or another!
You think so? Oh, you bloody think so, do you? As commanded, Eris, you never told me her name! What? The thing was still question marks, and now you told me her name? How do I know her name now? This is that same shit I was talking about a minute ago, where you can't switch from first-person narrative to third-person omniscient. I don't know her name!
Oh, you must think you're some tough shit since you know something to imagine of. Well, guess what, princess?
That was really poorly recorded.
Consumes energy. I can do this all day.
Speak up, please.
Use all your energy. Your ass is grass.
Wow, you fucking suck at recording that line. I glared, knowing that what he said was true. I couldn't hold out forever, but I definitely had the energy to last a while until someone found me or until I could overpower Malix somehow. Malix charged at me once again, causing me to run backwards to keep some sort of distance. I could feel energy wanting to shoot out of my hands, so I pointed my palms at Malix. Light purple spikes suddenly began shooting from my hands, forcing Malix to skid back. I had terrible aim, only able to scratch the edges of his body with one or two actually stabbing into his shoulder and leg. Malix growled, pulling them out and throwing them to the ground.
Quit playing around, Malix!
I lowered my hands, feeling the numbness run through my veins to consume both of my arms. I began to pant, desperate for some relief before continuing. Malix smirked at the sight. Oh, for the love of God, please someone find me, I prayed. I hoped that I wouldn't have to keep fighting. I was becoming desperate. What made everyone in that warehouse drop our fighting faces was the screeching of police sirens coming closer to our location. Malix smirked even wider.
It's time to have fun, boys! Make sure you kill them all.
Shit. The devils all seemed to get excited and started to walk past us to meet with the cops, but a loud finger snap stopped them and made them turn around. Malix and I looked to see Eris with her hand in the air, post-snap.
Eris? What are you doing?
Enough, Malix. We've wasted enough time in this stupid town.
Good.
I'm getting out of here and I'm taking the rest with me.
Good. I didn't know whether to laugh or not. I bit my tongue as Malix got angry again.
Like hell you are! Boys, do as I say, or else!
I think if I were a devil and I was being commanded by either of these two, I would probably go with the lady, because in mythology, the lady demons are always the worst ones. None of the boys moved. Eris snapped her fingers again, causing the boys to rush back past her out another way from the warehouse.
Malix, it's over. You can't even beat a human girl. You're losing your powers.
Ha! Suck it.
Lower devils only follow higher-ups that actually have power.
Fuck you.
Shut your mouth!
Malix summoned his gun to his hand and shot multiple times at Eris, who somehow managed to teleport away from the shooting line and reappear by us. She shook her head, letting out a sigh before grabbing Malix by the neck and pulling him off me. Malix started to choke as Eris stared coldly at him.
All this for a bunch of pretty boys. You must be stupid and desperate.
Yeah, he sounds like it. Eris looked to me, making me tense up.
Human, I suggest heading home to your pretty boys. You don't want to get involved in a supernatural investigation.
By whom?
It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, but who does that investigating? Is it fucking the Winchesters? She then turned back to Malix, glaring daggers into him as he glared back at her.
You really think women are weak? Let me fix that, sweetie.
Shit. And with that, Eris vanished into the shadows, taking Malix with her. As I was left alone, the police siren stopped. I looked over to the open passage to see the incubi with a large police siren megaphone staring at me in surprise.
Where is he? I swear I'm gonna...
Ooh, he's gone. Eris took him and left. They won't be coming back. It was all so surreal. I was helped by a devil? But I quickly shook off the feeling. I was alive, and that was all that mattered. I fought to stay alive, and there I was. The boys tried to question me, but James catching the attention of his brothers and me.
Let's just get you home, miss. There's nothing more to see here.
Good. Altogether, we began to walk out of the warehouse back home. There was no way in hell anyone was going to find out about this. It was over. Malix was gone, and the boys were finally safe. A wave of relief ran through my body at the thought of never having to deal with that group again. At the same time, a ping of realization hit the back of my mind. The boys were only going to stay until after Malix was defeated. That was our deal. As we approached home, I could feel something heavy weigh down my heart. It was late, but the boys led me inside and turned on the lights in the lobby.
Finally, we can relax.
Yeah, good.
It will be good to have some rest without devils breathing down our necks.
Yeah, thanks, Eric.
I'm just tired. Can I hit the hay early?
I think some sleep would be good for all of us.
Yeah? I looked to Damien, knowing he could read my mind, and frowned. I didn't want him to know about my thoughts on the situation. Yeah, bed sounds good. I wanted to just end tonight. Too much had happened, and I felt dizzy just trying to figure it out. However, Damien spoke up, stopping all of us from moving.
Should we be gone in the morning?
The air became still with tension. The realization of the situation hit the boys like a wave, forcing them to turn to me in curiosity. They had remembered their deal and were now awaiting me to decide their fate. However, I knew my answer. I couldn't keep them here. I knew I couldn't. They were demons and I was a human. I needed to deal with my own life beyond anything else. If they boys stayed, my life would only become more complicated. I think that would be best. James nodded in agreement, keeping a professional tone in his voice as he replied to me.
Then we will be gone before you wake, miss. Thank you for letting us stay here as long as we did.
This is so sad! No! I could feel the upset emotions of the incubi reverberate in the room, but I couldn't change my mind. I had too much going on in my life to let them stay, no matter how much I wanted them to. No! This is bad!
It
no!
was a pleasure to have served
Shit!
you.
No! 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 Don't do it! Don't go! It was hard watching each boy turn away from me for the last time. I stood there waiting for them all to leave the lobby.
I guess this is goodbye. Yeah. Have a good one.
Fuck, this is... no, I can't do this, you guys. I stuck to my guns. I knew I was making the right choice.
Thank you for having us, miss. Maybe we'll see each other again.
Oh, God, you guys. Maybe not.
Goodbye.
No! No! As Damien left my side, I finally let in air that I was denying into my body and sighed. My life would return to normal. Well, as normal as it could be. However, I was smarter and wiser than before. I knew of things beyond humanity now. I had come to learn about the boys and about the existence of the supernatural. I wasn't blind to what was beyond human life. Learning of this made me more open-minded. I nodded to myself before heading into my room, closing the door and mentally allowing the reality of the situation to sink in. Tomorrow, I had school. No devils to kidnap me. No incubi to wake up with. I went to bed that night, accepting and not regretting any— Yeah, maybe you don't regret anything! Fuck you! I regret a lot of shit! Is this the end of the fucking game? Or so I had hoped.
You are an interesting creature.
Okay, this isn't the end of the game. The fuck is you? I opened my eyes to see a woman staring down at me with a very sly smirk on her face. I opened my mouth to scream in fright, but a hand quickly covered my mouth. What is this, some POV porn or something?
No screaming now. Too early, silly girl.
Holy shit, what's going on here? I could only stare up at the woman above me. I still felt weak, not having the strength to move and fight her off. She was very beautiful, but I felt more anger than amazement.
Why do the boys like you? You're unique, yes, but that can't be all that you have going for you.
I'm also a demon magician now. Rage began to consume my core again. This woman, whoever she was making me mad. She must have known as she let another smirk grow onto her face.
Ooh, you're feisty. That could be why.
Before I could bite her hand in anger, she removed her hand from my lips, standing up and staring down at me from her place next to my bed. Look at you. I sat up and glared daggers at the intruder. Who the hell are you and why are you in my room? The woman began to laugh, making the rage inside me increase. I wanted to punch her, but I waited for her answer.
How silly of me. I forgot that we demons are not well known of in your world. You can call me Diana, little human.
Fuck you. Diana? Demon? You're a demon?
I am. But I'm much more than just an average demon.
Really? What do you mean?
Silly girl. I'm a succubus.
Of course you are. Of course you fucking are. Why not? I stared at Diana in shock. A succubus? First incubi and now a succubus. Great. I've now met both genders of sex demons. Diana crossed her arms under her bosom and looked at my body.
Well, you are pretty.
Yeah, thanks. I'm also gonna kick you in the head.
But you seem very reckless. Too reckless.
Yeah, I don't think too reckless to fucking bust your mouth. I moved out and stood from the bed, still glaring at Diana. Why are you here?
Well, I came here to clean up what the boys clearly forgot to clean. Men. So sloppy.
You gonna kill me? What do you mean by that?
I mean erasing your memories, sweetie.
Nope. No, you ain't. This woman wasn't serious, was she? She comes into my room and spouts this? This was ridiculous. I began to walk towards my door, wanting to leave the room. The boys could get rid of her. I had no mind about dealing with her myself.
The boys are gone, sweetie.
I froze in place. What? They were gone already? No way. I turned to Diana, glaring hard at her as she kept a smirk to me. You're lying.
Am I? If you want to go see for yourself, you can. But I promise you'll be wasting your time.
Oh man, I stared, trying to find any hint if she was lying. She had to be. The boys wouldn't just up and leave without resting first. Right? Diana crossed her arms and waited for me to make a choice. I decided to believe her for now. I'd find some hint in this conversation. What do you mean, take my memories?
Well, we demons can't have just anyone knowing about us. You have to completely devote your soul to learning about us. And even then, it's not always guaranteed that you can be granted knowledge of us.
Well, fuck you. What makes me not deserve to know everything? I was attacked by devils. Oof, pardon me. I found the boys in my house wounded and sheltered them. I think I deserve to remember those moments. Diana let out a laugh, running a hand through her hair before looking back to me amused.
You were attacked by a gang and were almost killed. You found 5 homeless men and let them stay in your home. There's nothing special about either of these instances.
Yes, there was!
A human like you can't understand the rules. The boys themselves aren't
I've
aware
been
of
having
the
to give
rules.
this to a lot of
They'll
characters.
learn soon enough.
Diana flipped her hair before looking to me with a stern look.
Listen, sweetie. You're not going back to bed or leaving this house with those memories. I'm taking them from you, one way
Do
or
I get
another.
to fight a succubus now? I glared, standing my ground. You're not taking my memories. I'm not letting you take them.
And what do you plan to do with them, huh? Tell the press? Gossip to your friends that demons exist? Confess to your parents that you had demon servants and were almost killed by a devil gang?
Now she was making me mad. Did she seriously think I was this stupid? These memories were precious to me, and I wasn't gonna let her win over my mind. These memories are important to me. I know that other creatures exist. I know that magic exists. I'm more open-minded now.
Open-minded or gullible?
What did she mean by that? The point of being open-minded was to be open to all thought. How is that anything close to being gullible?
There is nothing to learn from remembering the boys that won't bring trouble. I'm merely saving you from that. There are more than just demons who want to keep their existence a secret.
Diana, I'm going to kill you.
There are many creatures in this world that don't want to be known of. And you remembering a small fragment is not acceptable to them without good reason.
So if I use enough magic on you to completely fuck you over, is that good enough?
If you would have kept the boys, or at least had one of them around, they'd be a little more lenient to listen to your pleas. However, you're about to go into tomorrow without any of them around.
Maybe this is the end of the game. I couldn't believe my ears. There were more than just demons? Other fictional creatures existed? There was a system? What? Diana snapped her fingers, lifting my body up from the ground with her magic.
Look, I can kill you and no longer waste what little time I have, or I can erase your memories and go on with my life. I have more important things to do above arguing with you.
Why can't I use magic back? I looked down at the ground to see something that made every nerve in my body quickly quake with fear. On the ground was a large open mouth with sharp, wet teeth leading to an empty black abyss. I could feel the heat from the mouth's breath pant against my floating body. Ah! I looked to Diana, who was looking at me with a stern and almost heartless gaze.
Make a choice, sweetie. Give up your memories or be a demon snack. I warn you, he's quite the biter.
What do? I was about to die. Again. The boys weren't here to protect me. I don't need their protection! I'm a magician now! What was I gonna do? And here's where we're gonna leave this episode. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching the most recent, this episode of Seduce Me the Otome. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, the like and subscribe buttons are waiting just below this video to swallow you up into darkness with sharp, wet teeth. You can also follow my socials. That's the Facebook and Twitter that are in the description box. And if you want to, you can throw some support my direction at the Patreon link that's there as well. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.